Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mike Riley, and today I want to talk about 5 misconceptions that I hear about public defenders and one rumor that I hear about public defenders that I actually think is true. So if you don't know, a public defender is a lawyer paid by the government to represent an indigent criminal defendant. Indigent meaning that the person does not have the financial means to hire a lawyer for themselves. The Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees the right to a lawyer, and the United States Supreme Court has interpreted that to mean that the government is required to provide a lawyer for anyone who cannot afford one. So as you may know, I'm a private lawyer, but before I started my practice, I spent about 7 years as a public defender. I value the work that public defenders do. I think it's important work. And today I want to clear up some of the misconceptions that I've heard about public defenders and the work that they do. The first misconception that I hear about public defenders is that they don't go to the same law school as any other lawyer. I cannot tell you how many times I heard this when I was a public defender, and it was very frustrating. Public defenders go to the same law schools as every other lawyer. There is no separate law school for public defenders, and to suggest that is stupid. The second misconception I hear about public defenders is that they take a different bar exam than other lawyers. Again, this is categorically false. Public defenders have to study for and pass the same bar exam as any other lawyer. This is not a particularly easy task, and it was always frustrating for me when I was a public defender and people would suggest that I had to take some separate, lesser bar exam to become a public defender as opposed to any other kind of lawyer. The third misconception that I hear about public defenders is that they do not know how to try a case, that they are somehow ill-equipped to handle the workload associated with a trial. This is false. Public defenders are very well equipped to handle trials. They are some of the most experienced trial lawyers that I come across. They work in the courthouse. They handle higher case volumes than most other lawyers, and they typically have far more trial experience. Not to mention the fact that they are funded by the government and their expenses are generally paid. So as a public defender client, you might have access to tremendous resources. You might have access to investigators, psychologists, psychiatrists, and an array of other experts who can help assist in your defense at no cost to you. So again, the public defenders are very well equipped to handle trial work. The fourth misconception that I hear about public defenders is that they sell out their clients. People think that because they work in the courthouse and they work closely with prosecutors and judges on a daily basis, that they somehow act as agents of the state, agents of the prosecutors, and that they're there to betray the trust of their clients and help facilitate convictions. This is simply false. In my experience, what I have seen is that public defenders are usually more committed to the work that they do than most other lawyers. They are dedicated to protecting the rights of their clients. They are dedicated to provide an excellent representation to the criminally accused. And the last misconception that I hear about public defenders is that they are not great lawyers. Again, this is false. I can't tell you how many times over the years I've seen somebody who is being represented by a talented, driven, passionate, smart public defender who fires that public defender and then hires a bottom of the barrel sleazebag private lawyer, thinking that they're going to get a better deal just because they're paying a private lawyer. This is terrible to see happen. You're trading off a better lawyer who is better equipped to handle your case for someone who is probably lying to you and taking your money and very well might sell you out. That is a major misconception. I think public defenders are fantastic lawyers. And again, I was both. And when I was a public defender, I went just as hard for my clients as I do now. So like I said earlier, there is one rumor about public defenders that I do think is true, and that is that they are overworked and underpaid. Public defenders carry tremendous caseloads. When I was a public defender, I had a huge caseload. I have friends in the public defender's office now. I see them walking around the courthouse with 20 clients in a day. That's insane, and they definitely are not compensated as well as they should be for the quality of the work they do. And a lot of the work is done nights, weekends, preparing for trials. It's virtuous work. It's good work. I have a lot of respect for them, and I think that they deserve more money than they get. So what do you think? Do you think you're better off with a private lawyer just because you're paying them, or do you think a public defender could serve you well in court? As always, please leave your comments below. If there's anything else you'd like to hear me talk about, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching.